everybody. Welcome to another episode of SCNS Live, this super cool nerd show. Thank you guys out there for joining us in the super cool nation and coming in, enjoying another hour of news and discussions from the nerds at the table. I am Jason the X. This lady right here is Kat.
Hi.
What's with the hat?
It's a hat.
Why?
It's cute.
You're in a house.
No, I like it.
That's Cass.
I'm Reread.
And this.
I'm Pajama Man.
Those muscles aren't fake, people.
The thing is, you're wearing one of these suits, and it has a hood, which I'm just guessing here. It's also a cowl.
Oh, we all have hoods.
And yet you are doing the fingers over the eye hole.
I follow the Marvel Cinematic Universe of playing like I don't care about my secret identity.
If you're not going to raise that hood, then this whole thing is pointless.
Is that better?
There's no eye holes? Really? There's no mask?
No.
Oh, I thought there was a mask
so
on
cute.
those. His ears are, or whatever those things are in Batman's
That's
head.
why I went with this.
You look like a goblin.
You look like a goth Yoda.
Yeah.
That's why I went with that.
This is where the child will be in his teen years.
You never
Join
let me
the
bounty hunt, Dad.
Join the pajama party, kids.
I don't wear pajamas. I don't even know them.
I feel like that's a cult.
And behind
It's a
the
cult.
board, making everything look pretty, turning knobs and adjusting sound and features and everything, it's Cora.
Just so y'all know, pajamas are a cult, and I subscribe to the ones with little footies on them.
Wait, does everybody own pajamas?
I own kigurumis.
I own
And
pajamas.
sleep
I don't
shirts.
sleep in them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, if you call yoga pants and like sweatpants
Okay.
pajamas, then I have those.
Yeah.
I don't think those count. No, I'm talking about
Yeah,
like.
no, I
Close enough.
No, but I don't sleep in them though.
Okay,
I have big comfy
It's
t-shirts.
good. It's better for you not to.
not good because I don't.
Too much information. All right.
It's
Anyway.
better for us if you do.
Depends on the perspective. Anyway, remind me never to share a room with y'all when we go to hotels. Anyway,
I sleep in men's lingerie.
Hey.
It can't be comfortable.
Or do I?
let's
You'll
get
have to know.
let's
get to the news.
All right, first up, it is a what?
An intro for the
Did you not
news.
want the intro anymore?
Someone told me not to do it and said it doesn't
We
make
did
sense.
No
anymore.
one said that.
Last
Literally, no one said that.
So here's the intro.
play that news. I'm actually happy about this. I made that. I would use it. I use it every day.
At least you know we're not overproduced.
This
Also,
show
I
is
just want to
definitely
reiterate.
underproduced.
We have no
I
script.
want to reiterate. Absolutely, no one said to get rid of the intro. Okay, now go.
Okay, good. Because we're not. It's my intro. Anyway, it has been a big week for movie news, and starting off, Doctor Strange, the multiverse of madness, has gotten huge news this week. Sam Raimi, Spider-Man horror director, is on board to direct the second installment of Doctor Strange, and I couldn't be happier. There's also been a synopsis, some cast announcements, but Sam Raimi, and you know what that means? Bruce Campbell will certainly be in this movie in some way, shape, or form. And also Sam Raimi's lesser-known brother, who just happens to get in every movie and TV show that he does. Ted, yes.
Yeah.
If there's not a spot for Ted Raimi in this movie, then what's the point of bringing on Sam Raimi?
I think we have to protect family director to active nepotism.
Oh, he
on this show based on one of us being a director
Wasn't that
and a
dude-
family member being in all her properties.
wasn't that dude like in every episode of like Xena Warrior?
I think he
Princess and
was.
Hercules?
Ted Raimi.
Yes.
I mean, if Ron Howard can direct movies and his brother Clint is in every one of them, then
Clint
why
Howard
can't...
is a national treasure.
Exactly.
And his kids are all the Who's
Yeah.
unless they didn't do their homework. Real story.
Yeah.
Well, we did get an official synopsis. After the events of Avengers Endgame, Dr. Stephen Strange continues his research on the Time Stone, but an old friend turned enemy seeks to destroy every sorcerer on Earth, messing with Strange's plan and also causing him to unleash an unspeakable evil. I would say that guarantees Baron Mordo's coming back,
Yeah.
which,
Yeah.
you know, at the 4 is a great actor, so
He's so cool.
I know. He is just that good. I'll watch whatever he's in. So.
Oh yeah.
But another surprising addition to the cast is Elizabeth Olsen, and this is supposed to go directly into WandaVision. which we're going to be getting to those a little bit later on.
The more I see about WandaVision, the less I understand it. I think it could be fun though.
I'm starting to understand a little bit more about it. And we'll get into that when we get to the television. But yeah, big announcements for Doctor Strange, Sam Raimi. Yes, I'm so, and especially since they said this was going to have more of a horror theme to it.
It's
This
absolutely
is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
Yeah, I'm very glad they turned to Sam for this. He's a natural choice, and I thought they were going to go less of a horror direction because the first director, Scott Derrickson, I think is his name, he didn't. I guess there was a conflict or something that he couldn't. They didn't want him doing his direction anymore. I thought.
Speaking of conflict, the what's her name, Rachel McAdams, she will not be back for Doctor Strange 2, which
That's
okay,
fine. She doesn't like her character was good, but I feel like the character played out. I feel like they're gonna
Yeah.
recast it, but like I don't know.
I hope they don't recast it.
I
but-
feel like she had a good arc in the first Doctor Strange, and it was concluded.
I'll give you that. It's not a big thing. Anyway, let me see. We did have an announcement for release, which expected May 7th, 2021. So happy birthday to me. That'll be my birthday Marvel movie that I get.
And I don't know if you saw it, but do you remember that Sam Raimi predicted this Doctor Strange movie way back in the Spider-Man film that he was in? He was in a scene with J. Jonah Jameson, and J. Jonah says, "What do we call this Spider-Man?" And Sam Raimi, the worker at the Daily Bugle, said, "Oh, how about
Not
Doctor?"
Sam, Ted.
I'm sorry, Ted. Right.
I was like, who? Sam Raimi was
Sorry, it was Ted.
Yeah.
I'm getting the brothers
See,
confused.
nepotism.
Yeah, right. Well, Ted said, "How about Doctor Strange?"
It's taken.
Yeah.
It's taken. So
Yeah.
it's Ted and Sam knew it was coming eventually. That's pretty cool.
So cool. Doctor Strange 2 or just Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness. Please give me X-Men in this movie. That'll be it for that. Anyway,
I do want to mention Scott Derrickson was the first like horror director that I saw taking on one of the big superheroes movies. Right? There's Sam Raimi, I guess, was the first. But then I really like that. I really do. I think they've done, by and large, I wasn't a fan of the Spider-Man trilogy because I don't like what's his face.
Maguire.
Tobey Maguire. I don't like his acting, but in general, I think horror directors tell very good stories, and I liked Doctor Strange, and I like Sam Raimi. I liked Shazam a lot, and Aquaman. Who was that?
James Wan.
Oh yeah. In general,
Seriously.
it served very well. I think.
I was actually hoping Kenneth Branagh would come back to the Marvel universe because he directed Thor.
Yeah.
I thought he
like
was really
him.
good.
I liked him for Thor. I don't necessarily think he would have served this movie very well. He does have like a classical style that I find really interesting. It
No,
might be just
not for
because he did
Strange.
only Shakespeare for 20 years.
I feel
Right.
like there's somebody that he's absolutely perfect for,
Yeah.
more perfect than Thor, but I can't think whose story.
There's
would
somebody
be the
out there,
best
though,
for
yeah.
him. And as soon as I hear it, I feel like
Submariner, maybe?
maybe they're not making that, are they?
Not right now.
not just yet. But there is other Marvel news that we do got to get to. Speaking of Thor,
Christian Bale is apparently going to be signing up for the new Thor movie, Love and Thunder, and that's exciting casting news. If you think that Christian Bale will bring gravitas to some amazing Marvel villains, that's the rumor that he might play a villain. And if he
Who's your
plays,
vote?
they haven't said which one he's going to play. And I think he would be very good as either Adam Warlock or Galactus,
Yeah.
because
Make
the
our own
rumor.
votes.
Sure. I think the rumor that I read about a month ago was that he could be playing Beta Ray Bill, which I was kind of excited for.
Ooh.
I saw that.
But
take that.
but the rumor now is it's a villain. So I don't know.
I think, do not quote me on this. I think they confirmed that it's a villain and not human entirely. Like I think they
An
said
alien.
alien.
Right.
I
Right.
think that's confirmed, but I'm not sure.
Well, could it be Mephisto?
It could be Silver Surfer.
I don't see that.
I don't either, but
There's
it
no
was
boys.
the first one that I was like, what?
Yeah.
I saw a few nominations. I'm not hopeful that it's the Silver Surfer. I think it would be interesting to bring him in, the Silver Surfer, outside of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Into some of the other stories.
Right. Well, they've already got the Stormbreaker.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if they were going to bring in Beta Ray Bill or not, but I think he could definitely lower the tone of his voice for
He's
Galactus.
a real life villain, kind of, so.
Do anything
Yeah.
he wants.
He'll probably end up doing motion capture, right?
I think you cast Christian Bale because you can say he's going to be in this movie and you won't know what size he's going to be or how happy he's going to be. You can't guess within 100 pounds how muscular he's going to be.
How's it going to work with Takai Waititi?
I don't know.
Because he's notoriously kind of difficult to work with.
Is he directing the next Thor?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like a lot of his properties. Was not a fan. Right.
You hate
Tried to
Waititi.
give it another chance, but
So-
I can't because I hated it the first time. Why go back?
It's all around what he's going to play, but I honestly would like to see them introduce something new. Don't give me something that's already established. Give me a new villain.
Absolutely.
They have to. They have to. And I think they know that. And I think they're doing on an upward trend with villains. They sucked at villains for a long time. They're getting better.
And also there was Loki.
So we'll see how Bale
Problem
works
with Loki
himself
is
out
you
for that.
can't hate him.
Do we have a date on Love and Thunder yet? Because also we're going to have the story of, our, what's her face? Being Thor.
Oh, Natalie Portman.
So how's that all going?
Jane
Fonda.
Foster.
Jane Foster. Sorry.
Fonda?
God.
Okay.
Doing well
Breaking
for
news.
I would watch it.
Breaking news.
She's
I would
coming
watch
back.
Jane Fonda
She
as
is like-
Thor.
Okay.
83, and I think it's phenomenal that she's still doing TV. That's gonna push her limits.
I would watch it. No,
Wow.
Jane
I'm not saying I
Foster.
wouldn't watch it.
Foster. Not Fonda.
I guess we'll see a return of Mjolnir, I guess, because, maybe
Yeah.
it didn't
Yeah.
get crushed or whatever.
Well, Cass, do you have news on Bananas Foster making an appearance in the Marvel Universe?
Oh my God.
Bananas Foster.
Okay.
No, but what have you got?
Mind your own business.
Okay.
That's not how this show works.
What? What do you want me to talk about? Do
Don't
you want me to talk about something?
Yes, I do.
Which one do you want me to talk about?
The
I've
good one that
got
just came out for, legendary horror actor.
The good movie. Yes, if you like Saw, then you will love this legendary, just amazing horror actor coming into it. Chris Rock.
I was shocked by this.
No, that can't be right. No, yeah, Chris Rock will be in the movie Spiral. Full title: Spiral from the Book of Saw. We got our first teaser trailer for it, with some weird gender roles kind of shoved in there, but we are going to see more traps, and the director, whose name I cannot remember at this point, said we will see our biggest and most horrific trap yet.
Pass.
So it seems like Saw is just trending toward the bigger, the gorier, the more
I'm so
gross.
So
I don't know. I
excited.
think it's
Not
interesting that they're
really.
going a different direction with Saw after the movie Jigsaw. It kind of makes sense, but I don't know that I'm excited for this. Also, it's Chris Rock and that dude from Handmaid's Tale, so I don't know that I'm
And
necessarily
you're missing
excited for this.
Samuel Jackson, too.
It is Samuel L. Jackson, and I will go see almost anything Samuel L. Jackson does.
And the director's Joe
He's
Clark.
good at
Almost.
horror roles too.
He is
Like,
good at horror roles.
And the director's Joe Clark. He also wrote the movie.
Joe Clark.
Yeah, but
Like I said, I'm not sure that I'm excited about this movie. I'm going to wait till the next trailer before I really give it a rating of how
Oh wait,
excited
no,
I am.
no. That's a different. There's a different movie called Spiral. Apparently, my bad.
That does not surprise me.
There are several different movies called Spiral.
Spiral from the Book of
Oh, yeah.
Saw is
Yeah.
a little bit more helpful.
I would be more interested if it was the Junji Ito story, Spiral, and also be extremely horrified.
Yeah, that's fair.
all in one.
Saw I really like the first Saw movie.
Me too.
I think the first Saw movie is amazing and something very different from other similar properties at the time. I liked the second one too. I thought it had a good twist. After that, I saw the third one, and then I just got Saw exhausted.
Yeah.
Like, no, thank you.
And a lot of other properties that had a different twist on kind of the same material started coming out. And so we got our gore porn, what's it called?
Torture porn.
Torture porn. So we got torture porn movies that were slightly more interesting. Although if you see Would You Rather on Netflix, don't watch it. It's terrible.
Also,
but we got
Saw
other
for
torture porn.
sensitive stomachs. They got progressively grosser. I did see the third one, and I had to leave
What's the third one?
theater for a
The
second.
one with the pig?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I found the actual director, Darren Lynn Bozeman.
Oh, he's the one.
He did 2005 Saw. Saw 2, Saw 3, and Saw 4.
Yeah,
and the genetic.
He didn't write the
Repo.
script though.
James Wan bailed on directing pretty early, but I think he helped with the story of the second and third one.
I think he helped with the story of the second one. I think maybe not the third one.
So the biggest trap you mentioned in this movie, the biggest trap yet in the Saw franchise, is it going to involve used car salesmen and a half price sale?
This baby slap.
Can hold
So
many
many
razors in
dead
it.
bodies.
It's
if
a
you
can't
blend
miss.
them up first. If you blend them.
No,
Oh,
but go ahead
We
and
don't
talk
know,
about
but
whatever
no.
you're talking about.
I just had a question. That's all.
Absolutely fair.
Cat,
Yes. What?
what you got this week?
Okay, so
Very unusual. Go ahead.
yeah, they are making. I have a few things. Just to mention casually, they're actively developing the Crow remake.
No, they're not.
Development is a very broad statement, but actively developing it. Fatal Frame is having a new film. I hadn't seen the original or played the original. Is it a game? Anyway.
It is a game and it's terrifying.
Okay, and something I intentionally left out, Silent Hill, is
What?
also making a movie.
Hold on, what? Another one?
I don't know. That's all I know about it, but they're making a movie, and Silent Hill is one of your all-time favorite horror movies, so...
So more video games than the horror movies.
Yes, Silent Hill is better than most of the franchises.
Oh,
and how
great.
they
Yeah.
There
I'll
was
admit
there was a
that.
sequel.
I actually liked the sequel.
I
Not
did
very
too.
many people did. I really liked it.
They're definitely weirdly deviating in different ways from the game, but I like both movies as standalone horror pieces.
I think I saw it on Netflix. I was like, get out. I'm watching this.
I mean, I honestly really like that they don't like they follow the meta of the games, but they don't follow the story of the games per se.
Which
I
is
like
good.
the first
Yeah.
one. It felt very like the spirit of it.
Yeah.
And they were the first ones that I know of to use ballet dancers for creatures. Which
Oh,
makes
gee,
that was,
wow.
and that's why they were
There's
so
a-
terrifying.
It's like, we can't find a whole group of contortionists. And it's like, have you gone to the ballet school? Yes, you can. Hire all of
Yeah.
them.
Upon seeing that hallway, just set that hallway on fire.
Again,
It's-
one of my favorites of all time.
It's so good.
Mhm.
It's so creepy. And then in March, there's something that's supposed to be an interactive sci-fi film called The Complex, coming to PCs
Ooh.
and consoles in March. I don't know a lot about it. I'm interested by the kind of choose your own adventure genre, but it seems very pandery at the same time.
Well, I don't think it's really been explored. I mean, we have the series on Netflix,
Black Mirror.
Black Mirror, which was great. I spent all weekend trying to get every ending.
I haven't done the whole thing because I get Black Mirror exhaustion fast.
Yeah. I thought it was really interesting, but I also am absolutely fascinated by one of the actors, so it kind of drew me in really quickly.
So the complex, though.
The complex.
It's called The Complex. It's sci-fi. It's British. It doesn't have anybody I really
Are we
super
sure
know.
it's not Black Mirror?
It's 8 different outcomes and a real-time relationship status tracking as you're playing it. It's like a film, but but I don't know. I'm interested. I think there's going to be an interesting way to do this that doesn't tilt too hard towards pandering, and I think British has a better culture for that right now than America does. You know, always say you're right, I'm sorry, should have written what the fans wanted in England. So could be interesting.
Well, I hope I get to play that game, and it's a dating sim and I get to play one of the members of Spinal Tap.
Ooh. Are you going to turn it up to 11?
I am.
Yeah. It's a major bioweapon attack on London with 2 scientists in a lockdown laboratory with time and air running out.
My whole brain crossed over, and I imagined a dating sim that was you're dating the creatures from Silent Hill.
I see Near's
And it
Maiden.
was the worst thing that I've ever come up with in my life.
I see Near's made his way into the chat. It isn't Black Mirror. It's Obsidian Window.
You know what? That's
Shut
fair. That's a good one.
I mean, knowing whether you're looking into
nice to
a
always hear him speak.
window or a mirror is pretty important. So.
Yeah, that is a good point.
And
As
it's a
evidenced by
horror
the
trope.
Coyote and the Roadrunner. I've learned a lot from Looney Tunes.
Yes.
We all did.
Yes.
Last one. What is Disney doing here?
What?
Well,
What?
Kathleen Turner and her recent
Oh,
statement.
yeah.
Yeah, you're not
This
getting
is
out of this
just
one.
a throwaway story. So,
Oh,
Indiana Jones 5 is in development with Harrison Ford apparently signed on. Nobody's heard from Harrison Ford how he feels about this super clearly, but Kathleen Turner, the CEO, right? Managing something of Disney, creative director maybe, said that he is super excited to be on board. I wish I could have seen Harrison Ford's expression if and when he saw that news, but yes.
I refuse to believe he's
super
excited about anything. He's just.
I have never seen him super excited about most things. He's cool and he's goofy, but he's chill. That's his whole thing.
He'd rather be flying a real plane.
The man crashed a plane and walked away. I
Yeah.
can just see him. Damn it! Just
mean,
angry about it, but not hurt.
Woodworker, he's a carpenter. He likes things to work. He likes wearing crazy Halloween costumes, but he doesn't have crazy expressions while he does them, and he doesn't rewatch some of his films. He just chill.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling was more excited about Harrison Ford punching him in the face than Harrison Ford was.
I'd take that hit.
Seriously, I would be happy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Bring it
not
on.
a punch
So
me
would I.
in the face person, but yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So would I.
Just so I can say it. Just
Bragging rights. The rest
see
of
this
my
scar
life.
here? Harrison.
You
Han
live your-
YOLO.
Your truth
Oh
for
my
2
God.
truths and a lie forever. Harrison Ford punched me in the face. We're like, we know that's true. I know. I just wanted to say it again.
Well, if he's too busy flying his planes, I guess we've always got Shia LaBeouf.
Moving on, anyway, and that is an ender for a segment if I've ever heard one. On to some game news. Let's give a round of applause for the Nintendo Switch because they have officially passed Xbox in sales, approximately 52.48 million consoles of the Switch are out there. 2 Xboxes, 45.24. Yes, I actually did math for this. They are slowly creeping up because Sony is at 103 million units right now, but I can guarantee there's not many more PlayStation 4s being sold, considering
I know. Keep looking for one for you. But
what's coming around the corner. Don't worry,
I think I'm the only one that doesn't have one that really wants one.
there's about to be plenty available. Trust me.
they're
Fair.
super cheap. Like, I think. But I've kept an eye out.
They got to get those last ones off the shelf before PlayStation 5
and
comes out.
reselling.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. So yeah, congratulations, Nintendo Switch. I guess Nintendo is a viable market in the video game companies again.
Just thrilled to see Microsoft fight the dust.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I'm kind of happy about it too.
You're welcome,
Dun,
virgins.
Another one.
Turns out Nintendo is cool.
I dropped this mic, but they're kind of expensive. Anyway,
Hey, Nintendo's.
Stop. No.
so while you're laughing and chuckling over there, go ahead and give me your next bit of game news there.
All right. So
Insulting the
3 pieces of news hit the wall this week. I don't think that's how you say it. First of all, Rod Ferguson, the head of the studio that I don't remember the name of the studio that was doing Gears 5 left, going to Blizzard, and he's going to help on Diablo. Yeah.
I mean, are we still feeling about Diablo? They're
Yes,
like, it's
I love
coming.
Diablo.
It's not that. Like, people who play it really, really love it. But they've been telling us, yeah, we're working on Diablo for like years.
Which is
kinda like the
maybe
Snyder
why,
Cut.
Which is maybe why
Which is coming.
they're hiring a guy who they put out a game like every year and a half to get Diablo on the shelves. In other news, and this is just real quick, Xbox Game Pass, if you have it, Final Fantasy 15 and Wolfenstein Youngblood are available today, so you can go play those games. Personally, I would like to play Wolfenstein and go kill some Nazis. And third,
oh boy,
Ubisoft gave the most unhelpful release window ever. They are going to be releasing a new Assassin's Creed, which we've talked about before. It's going to be called maybe Kingdom or maybe Ragnarok. We're pretty sure that it's going to be about Vikings. They gave us a release window of April 2020 to March 2021. Sometime in a year, we will be getting this game, which if you've looked at how many games have been delayed, it kind of makes sense that they're being kind of hush-hush about when their games will come out, but come on, just don't announce something until you vaguely know, maybe within 6 months of when you're going to be able to release something.
Commitments are hard and they're procrastinators. They don't want to be nailed down to a date.
This is a studio that puts out a game basically every year. Like, giving us a year window is not helpful. And
Put in your pre-order now.
I'm ashamed to say that I will be playing this game. It's gonna happen. I'm not in a hurry, which is a good thing because it might not come out until March 2021.
I mean, any video game, it's great not to be in a hurry these days.
Yeah. It's just all of them. So thanks Ubisoft for nothing.
Hey, it's a general window.
I mean, if they
like
might
still
be
cable
late
guy
to it. That's what I'm waiting for.
That would be hilarious.
After everybody's like, we're delaying our game, you have to think that's why the window is so big now. But it would be funny if it was still late.
It's like our games come out in 2023. November 2023 it comes out. See, we beat the mark.
Thanks, Ubisoft.
Got any more games?
That's it.
Core.
Okie dokie. I'm going to try to run through this real quick. I got a few newsworthy things. First of all, Final Fantasy VII will be a PlayStation exclusive until next year. It will release on April 10th of this year and will be I'm sorry. The game will debut on March 3rd. I can't read. And it will become to other consoles on the same day in 2021. So if you're an Xbox player, you're not going to play it for a while. Although, is that really a loss at this point? Probably not. In addition to that, Kingdom Hearts will have its all-in-one package have a physical release. It does have a digital release currently, but now it will have a physical release. That will be out on March 17th. The package will include Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 and 2.5 Remix, Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories, don't bother playing that, Kingdom Hearts 365 Days Over 2, like a little movie instead of the actual game, which is fair because that was a terrible game too, Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep Final Mix, Kingdom Hearts Recoded the movie instead of the game, so it's just the cutscenes, Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue, Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance HD, Kingdom Hearts Point 2 Birth by Sleep, a fragmentary passage, Kingdom Hearts X back cover, and Kingdom Hearts 3.
Can I just say this is just a trip down the road that they have screwed us over and over again? I hate everything I just heard.
At least it's not a mystery.
Yeah.
Good God, they have really drawn this series. And it just makes you want to stab somebody.
In the chat says Kingdom Hearts DDR Just Dance Super Mega Remix.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Thank you, Spaceman Spiral.
Just go to hell. I hate you for what you've done here.
I do have one more game news real quick, and it's not nearly as bad as Kingdom Hearts.
Thank you.
Having 1,000,001 freaking releases. And that is that the patch notes, or the live letter patch notes for 5.2 Final Fantasy XIV were released today at 5 a.m. our time. I did not stay up to watch that for the sole reason that they went over all of the story content and new story stuff they're going to be talking about in the new patch, so I skipped over that. Yoshi P did finally have his stance, though, on parsers and mods. So parsers are basically like dictate how well you do in a dungeon or how well you're doing your job essentially in the game. He's stated there will never be an official one for the game because it leads to too much toxicity, which that's fair. I think he could have worded it better, but he has a good point. And as far as mods go, a lot of people have some not safe for work mods, have been posting pictures, obviously, online and everything. He has made it very clear that this violates terms of service, for one, and two, has asked people to stop because now they're getting in trouble for it because some of those pictures are illegal in certain countries. He did not specify what pictures they were, but considering some of the races, we can take a few guesses. So be careful if you play with NSFW mods. He will kill you, probably.
I thought you said that only if you have the mod, you can see other people's mods.
That is true. Like, if I have the mod and you don't see anything, but I do. However, if you're taking screenshots, if I take a screenshot from my computer and post that picture, you can see exactly what I see. And some people have been posting very suggestive stuff. I get to see that as I scroll through Twitter, and it's not fun. And considering some of the races are very animalistic and some of the races are basically precious moment statues, we can see where some of this bad stuff comes from. I haven't seen those.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Hopefully those aren't actually there.
And
But he
had
also
Thanks,
the
fetish fandoms.
also it's important to point out that the game is rated teen. It's not rated M, it's rated T. So some of these mods that exist break that. And they've been getting a lot of flack from parents and other people that are interested in the game because they see these NSFW screenshots and think they're actually in the game when it's a mod. So I can see where his anger comes from a little bit with that. And I kind of sympathize.
Yeah, I get that. I would be pissed if somebody did that to my property.
Yeah.
All right, you got the last bit of game news.
I have a few just like quick hitters. There is the game called Hellpoint that has been rumored forever and whatever is officially launching in next month on 2 months from now. I can't read months either. April 16th.
All good.
It is by the Cradle Game Studio. It's supposed to be very Dark Souls and Dead Space-y. I know that you start out in a space station, and there's been some sort of quantum catalysm. Anyway, the trailer looks cool, and that has been in development for a long time. The other thing that's happening is in October, November-ish, Call of Duty is coming out with a new next game.
I'm shocked to hear this.
It's shocking. They've never done it, especially not in the fall. The interesting thing to me about this is they have not announced what studio is doing it. Now, they've been on since 2014-ish, they've been on a cycle where it's like Treyarch, Infinity Ward, and Sledgehammer, right? And I forget which one is the good one. There's one better one, and I think it's Treyarch. That makes the more interesting zombie-like type stuff. The rumor is Kotaku reported, so like, maybe true, that Sledgehammer was working on it with Raven Games, I think, and it was a mess, and so they gave it to Treyarch, but Activision has not confirmed that. Anyway, if you're a Call of Duty fan, you have a lot of good stuff going on right now with the Call of Duty League and this, so could be fun. That's all my game news.
Cool. Well, I mean, Call of Duty,
it is what it is.
It is
like,
yeah.
It's better than Madden every year.
Call of Duty Zombies. Anyway.
All right, that's the end of game news. We are going to take a short break and show you a trailer for our newest show, Nerds with Coffee. We just premiered the first episode this Monday, which was a burger taste test, and it was the best ever. We need to do more of that. We need to just test burgers again. But we do have another episode coming out tomorrow, but in the meantime, check out this trailer.
For stopping by, for joining us for a cup of coffee. I'd like to thank you for stopping by and joining us for a cup of coffee. Other than that, thank you for stopping by for a cup of coffee with us, and thank you for joining us for a cup of coffee. Today we see if we are double jointed.
You see if you're not. I am an expert on Transformers.
Today we find out who knows burgers best.
Valentine's Day, created strictly pretty much for pop culture references. And do we know them all?
Today we're a group of guys that collect toys, but how well do we really know each other?
We'll be determining which one of these people knows me best.
That was deceiving.
They were not lying on the epic crunch part.
Yeah! I just had a gun in my face by my landlord for thinking I was a male prostitute.
Never gonna give you up. Actually feels pretty good. I
Getting a little man-to-man stretching going on here.
I did legs the other day, but I am not done with you.
No.
I will defeat you.
Bite it.
Jalapeno peppers. You gotta appreciate the quality in that.
No, stop.
This is great outtake material. Right, look for an all-new episode of Nerds with Coffee and some more episodes. We have so many of these planned. Y'all really need to watch it. Cora's been in on one. We're getting you guys in on one. We have one Bryce. So, yeah, they're a lot of fun. And
Yeah, they are.
yeah. So look for that tomorrow morning. Also, another video we have on the channel. I reviewed Power Rangers Wave 4, which is doing really good on YouTube, by the way.
Nice.
But moving into some television news. This last Sunday there was a Superb Owl thing on something. I don't know.
Football finale.
I don't. Yeah, season finale for football. Mm-hmm. And of course the big time commercials, 30 seconds, which just doesn't really cover a lot for me. But we did get in that 30 seconds a peek at 3 new Marvel shows: Winter Soldier and Falcon, or Falcon and the Winter Soldier, WandaVision, and a little sneak peek at Loki as well. Excitement abounds. We got to see a lot of Falcon and Winter Soldier because that show's actually coming out in March. So
Pretty soon.
to Disney Plus. Whereas WandaVision will be more at towards the end of the year, and Loki is in 2021. But there were so many little tidbits and clues in that. I'm surprised. At first, I'm always like, Super Bowl commercials, 30 seconds. I don't care. What are you going to give me in 30 seconds? They did.
Decent amount.
They did. We saw U.S. agent apparently entering a football field, which we know what kind of like hero he's going to be now. He's going to be all the lights and fireworks and everything, and that's going to be a different take on our Captain America right there. You get to see Sam practicing with the shield.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like he's doing pretty well too.
Yes.
Yeah, which I did not expect.
I love the practicing, like montages and attention.
Bucky facing off against Zemo. I don't the scene where he's got the gun and just dropping rounds. Okay, that looks like it's going to be cool as hell. Also, Bucky got himself a shave and a haircut. You know,
Yep.
He looks presentable.
Yes,
what
he
a
does.
nice-looking young man.
no domino mask yet. You know,
Yeah.
but to truly mask his identity.
But not as much of the grease look.
Got to see a little bit of Falcon in his new costume, going after some guys in basically glider suits, which he should just be able to like eat them up. I'm sorry,
There were 4 of them.
yeah, but he's got like a jetpack with wings.
Yeah.
He just roll up there like, oh, nice suit. Bye.
He does to date have my favorite attack that I've seen in a Marvel movie,
Oh yeah.
which is him just
Bombing.
yeet
Yeah.
into the guy's face.
Yeah.
They've made him so much more likable.
Oh yeah.
I hated Falcon in the comics. Hated
Did
him.
not care about him.
I
And-
felt like he was hot girl, like
Yeah.
all over again, which was somewhat.
I even laughed when they were like, "Oh, they're putting Falcon in the next movie." Oh,
Yeah.
oh, it's Anthony Mackie. Okay.
I love him.
And
for
then they,
that.
one of my,
You love the guys.
but yeah, I'm excited about that. I don't know how they're gonna get that shield from him, but hey, 6 episodes incoming. Bring it.
Yep.
The next one, and the scariest one as far as I'm concerned, WandaVision. Let's look at this. Let's look at that trailer. Wanda's bending reality.
Mm-hmm.
Like
And
all
not entirely on purpose, which is
no, that's well, and I was mentioning this to somebody like when we saw Wanda at the end of Infinity War when she was facing off against Thanos, she wasn't able to hold him. But considering she got dusted and it was basically like what 5-10 minutes for her, she comes back and she was killing Thanos.
Yeah.
And when I saw that scene, I was like, uh-oh. Also, it was cool. Wanda's getting way powerful now. And now we're getting into the stuff where she starts bending reality and it starts messing with her mind.
I'm just like, you guys know how to do this. Why does the Dark Phoenix book suck? Like, it's obvious that they could do like fragile mentality in the moment because of very real trauma. Like, seems like somebody, you're technically all Marvel. Couldn't somebody be like, yes, but like not what you're doing?
And I mean, two things to note in it besides, there was one scene where I could swear it looked like she was pregnant.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And then there was another scene with two cribs.
Yep.
This plays right into that comic storyline. We are seeing that they're casting for Young Avengers currently. Wanda's creating life now.
I'm glad she's getting a whole thing.
And not in the traditional sense. But
Right.
this is where
And
things-
she's wearing her classic
Where she-
red costume.
She's
She-
doing it like seahorses.
What is traditional?
where she would actually birth two children.
What? How does that explain to me?
No.
Because she just
Look
says,
it up.
because in the
Birth of
comics,
the
she
Beast,
basically
yeah.
just says, oh, I'd like to have kids now. And it happened.
You're one
That's
of six.
freaking powerful.
You should be able to.
I'm ready for this series.
I just really wanted Jason
Yeah.
to explain to me on camera the birds and the bees.
Let's also
It
not
involves
That's
a man, a woman, and a
Nerds with
motel.
Coffee.
let's
That's a
also
Nerds with
not
Coffee episode.
forget not just creating life, but in the comics, if she was not consciously thinking about the twins, they disappeared from reality,
Yeah.
which is where the fear comes in.
This is all great
Like
territory.
it gets screwed up real quick.
We are building the foundations of some real good storytelling here,
So-
and I'm all on board for it.
Next question. You know how to make a woman. I don't know. They're coming along. I like the nuance and the complexity of some of her potential storylines and wish they would apply that elsewhere.
For a series that was kind of like, I don't know what they're going to do with it, they showed me 10 seconds of it, and I'm already, I'm
Yeah.
in. I'm in totally.
I think I'm really fascinated by their plans because she is so interesting in comics and because she's very well cast. Like, I'm
Yes.
a little confused at some of the changing storytelling methods so drastically in between episodes will be hard to bring together. But I'm interested. Like, I want to see it.
This unique brand of storytelling where they're going to be blending the looks of old classic sitcoms with present day reality or sort of reality.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very interested in how they're going to tell these stories, and I've always liked these characters, and Olsen and Bettany. I think they are perfectly cast in these roles. I've always enjoyed all their scenes
It's
together.
good to have him back, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's scary to me is that old sitcoms have a tone of wholesomeness
Mhm.
and reassurance. So if you're going to really mess up one of your characters, but you put it in that style, you can push it so much further. And like, that's very exciting, but also like, please.
This is gonna toe the line of a horror show, and I'm excited.
Yeah. I am too. I'm thrilled for this because it looks like it's very different from anything else
Yeah.
they've attempted in any of
I
their
feel like
films.
there's going to be some real dark moments. in
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Bring
That
it
goes
on.
without saying.
Like I said, for what, 10 seconds they showed, I'm all the way on board.
Who's directing that?
I don't remember.
I think
Not
they're
sure.
doing multiple
Director.
directors, but we'll.
I would
Oh.
not multiple direct that episodic because of the craziness of. But they probably will, and it will be fine.
It's hard to get around that.
But the other one, well, back to the other one we saw was just a little bit of Loki.
Yep.
We got to see Tom Hiddleston, got the wig on again.
I think they're just like, oh yeah, and Loki's coming out because they know.
Well,
Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna watch that. We're gonna watch
we
that.
got a sentence where he said basically, "I'm going to burn everything down." But there was things to take away from that. He was wearing a jumpsuit with TVA on it.
Yeah.
That is a direct reference to a team within Marvel, the Time Variance Authority.
Mm-hmm.
And what did Loki get a hold of at the end of Endgame? Something where he can start bending time and space.
He's probably not gonna misuse that, right?
This is basically one of
Seems
those.
fine.
Yeah, this is going to be basically one of those things where he passes a cop while speeding, and it looks like they're going to put him in jail of some sort. So, I'm curious who they're going to put into that. Are we going to have like a whole division of the TVA? Are we going to have like just a few agents? I'm on board for them introducing something else from the comics, especially something that's kind of not as well known. They kind of like Damage Control.
I'm just happy Tom Hiddleston as Loki both the character and the actor deserve to have a story,
Yeah.
like a real big story where they're the focus of it like this. And I think I could say I know it will be good. And I was also very interested once I looked up what TVA meant.
So yeah, look for those series. 2021, of course, for Loki, but bring it on, all of it. So moving on, there was another big, huge event that recently completed.
It's gonna get rough in here, folks.
We're gonna do this as quickly as possible. We might at some point have a full episode on this subject. But
Studios.
and this also has a little bit of news with it. Basically, if you want to see the Crisis, if you want to buy the DVD collection for the Crisis, you're also gonna have to buy Arrow season 8.
Heavy spoilers, by the way,
Which
coming
is
up.
a little weird. We are getting majorly into spoiler territory, but I want to put it to my other panelists who watched Crisis. What'd you think?
This was nothing like the books,
Yeah.
but this unfortunately was done on a limited TV budget. The effects and the villainy that they chose to put on screen were limited. I got tired of seeing the same apparitions.
I kind of thought that the demon thingies were okay looking. I was confused about how you killed them because it seemed to change very rapidly from like
We can't do
within to
anything
external. Like
yeah.
what was his name in the show? Kevin from Supernatural.
Yeah.
He could kill them in like the AU kind of space, beginning of the universe space, but then he was absolutely helpless against them in the real world, but they appeared to still just punch them. I was confused about that.
Too much Lex Luthor for me. That wasn't what I would have hoped for. But I was just disappointed. I think so much in Oliver being a hobo Spectre in his robe and looking nothing like Spectre.
I liked that that he looked at him and he's like, "Why are you being so obtuse about this?" So you brought it to the forefront. Good moment. And then he said, "I don't know." Like,
Yeah.
that, why are you gonna bridge that question if you're not gonna answer it?
My biggest issue, and this is something I may have talked about before in the show, but I feel like CW has a big problem with its biggest moments. I feel like they do okay in the small, intimate moments between a couple of characters, but when it comes to that big world-ending thing, or when it comes to death scenes, or to their finales, I feel like they have a problem pulling off any kind of emotion, and part of it is I think that they tell them to pretty cry, which you don't if your best friend is dying in front of you.
Definitely tell them to pretty cry. There's
Which is
no way
unfortunate.
Katie Cassidy and Katie, what's the other one?
Lots.
Yeah, wouldn't go to ugly face crying. Like,
Yeah.
they have the capacity, the intelligence, and the range to do that. They're told not to. That's
And
upsetting.
you have one of your best friends in the world lying there dying on the ground, and you're just kind of like, oh, that's a bummer.
Right.
And that's a thing that kind of spans across CW's shows. They don't do that big moment.
Well, I would add that there were some great moments, and then I'll add that there was a moment that disappointed. There were so many great cameos that we could speak to, and there were so many. There were a few characters that were allowed a lot of time on screen. Brandon Routh was amazing in this crossover.
I liked his Superman too, like both characters. I liked him as what's his face,
Adam.
and Adam, and I liked his Superman AU.
Yeah, I was thrilled to see him in there. I was just disappointed that they didn't let him deliver the finishing blow to the Anti-Monitor.
Yep.
I thought that was anticlimactic the way they did it, with
very much was.
With the tossing of the tech, but and after the Atom said, "Throw it like a girl."
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Oh, that was just a girl power thing. That wasn't awful. Like,
I don't know.
Marvel did it better.
Yes.
Marvel had more money, to be fair.
The budgeting didn't upset me. The look of most of the stuff didn't upset me. Their technology didn't upset me. Kevin Conroy being brought back. Cass said that they did Kevin Conroy very wrong. And I was like, Cass is one of her all-time favorites is Batman and Kevin Conroy specifically. So knowing how much that meant, I'm like, I'm not going to be as mad about it. I'm sure I'll be upset, but not as mad. I think I was as mad about it. Like, why? Any actor could have ruined the legacy of Batman. Why did you bring back the very best one to then ruin him?
It feels like you did it to us because we're the ones that are going to be excited about this, and we're the ones that love Batman. And so you brought him back so that we would be excited to ruin him for us. You did it to us.
Along those lines, I have some other suggestions for arcs they might want to do. You could have Gal Gadot hate all men as Wonder Woman. That would be something that's not about her. It has something to do with her, but not how she is. You could have Robin Taylor come back and play my favorite penguin ever, renounce all his worldly possessions and retire. You could have Death, the character, retired to scare nursing home residents about the end. You could have Jason Momoa take all his tattoos off and work on his tan in the desert. So consider taking those off.
They would be roughly the same as that garbage Batman that we saw that is nothing like Batman.
Was happy to see Smallville Superman, and was happy to see Lucifer and Matt Ryan as Constantine.
There were some bright moments. I'll give you that. You know, they had Burt Ward, which thrilled me. Holy Crimson Skies of Death.
Yeah.
They had some really good moments, especially with Ezra Miller.
Yes, loved that.
And Grant Gustin.
Yeah.
But a lot of good parts in there, and I share your disappointment with Conroy, the way he was forced to play Batman. But my other problem was, it's a Crisis on Infinite Earths, and there were no Hawk people. There were no Green Lanterns.
Yeah.
I mean,
the cameos
no
are
Linda
great,
Carter,
but like nobody else. Like you have a whole thing.
Yeah.
I definitely think y'all need to do a longer video about this.
I think this might be.
I can be
mad
about
this
it
becomes
for a
into
long
more of our
time.
discussion videos that we're talking about coming out, and y'all should definitely cover Crisis.
Yeah.
We'll get into it.
But we are going to get on because we got to move this show along. Cora, what's new on Netflix?
All right, so all of you fans of the Castlevania series on Netflix that have been waiting and biting and just waiting for... There's been a lot of waiting for the announcement for the next season of Castlevania. You are in luck. The third season did announce that it will be released in March. On March 5th, we will have the next 10 episodes of the ongoing story for Castlevania. There is no trailer at this time, which is a little weird since it comes out next month, less than a month. But you know what? That's okay. I don't need a trailer. I'm gonna watch it anyway. I need to know what happens. But I'm excited. We all thought it was gonna come out in October. It's not. It's gonna come out in March.
That's cool.
Yes. This is actually this was probably one of my favorite series from the past year. Finally, Castlevania done correctly, I think. So
very well done. Yeah.
See, to answer your question real quick, Spaceman, it's still going to be Trevor. It's still going to be the main Belmont for the series. We don't know if they're going to add other Belmonts as the series goes on, though. They have shown that they are not above like bringing in and tweaking different villains from the series, heroes from the series, stuff like that. So they might do something where we run into some of the other Belmonts from the series. That would actually be really interesting.
You can always have a flashback.
Yeah, they may show up in flashbacks, although maybe not as many since, well, Trevor wasn't that old when all of this happened, so who knows? We'll find out soon on March 5th.
An exclusive that you have as well? One that I got to actually go back and watch now.
Oh, yes. So one more thing real quick for the anime nerds out there. If you are a fan of horror, then you probably know the series Paranoia Agent. Mm-hmm. Paranoia Agent will now be streamed on Funimation, and they also have the exclusive rights to release the video as well. So if you want to have a hard copy of it, or if you want to watch it, you'll need the app or to basically go where your Funimation goods are sold. I'm very excited. I haven't seen this series in a very long time, and it's probably one of my favorites. If you want to get a kind of an idea of what the show is about because you're interested, if you've ever seen Millennium Actress or Perfect Blue or Paprika, it's the same director. You basically have a city where all of these murders are taking place. You have two detectives working on the case to figure out why and who. Who was that?
Jason's fired.
Jason.
Would you like to take a leave of absence before you're let go? On a
Officially,
permanent
I was
basis?
going to look and I was like, I need to put that in my queue on Funimation Now. And no, don't. I was going to put that in my queue and forgot that Funimation Now's app gives you that annoying noise when you open it up.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Anyway,
At least it was related to the story going on.
Wow.
where the hell did that go?
On forever.
It went perfectly onto the armor of Voltron.
Oh, yeah.
Stunning.
Have to mention
I'm going to kill you.
in passing that Overwatch League starts this weekend. It starts in New York and Dallas. If you're going to any of the Overwatch League stuff, look for Cass and I's, Junkrat and Roadhog. We're always
I'm
Around.
the tallest roadhog you'll ever see.
and the most pot-bellied, if you don't mind me saying. Totally the right physical type for Roadhog.
Totally.
Always sexy
That's why I
enough,
do it.
though. Ooh.
Oh, it's great. You guys do a great job of that.
Let's try to
It's
close.
fun.
Let's try to get the last bit. Bryce, what have you got on some other properties, and especially one that's already out there?
Yeah. So, Nutmakers Planters kills centenarian mascots,
Sure.
and they do it. They do it with glee and passion. Mr. Clean, Wesley Snipes, Kool-Aid Man, they all attended Mr. Peanut's funeral, and I was happy to see him go. It didn't bother me at all, but apparently it brought tears to Kool-Aid Man's face, and who knew? I didn't know that you could bring back somebody with magic tears.
Can I just say that commercial was
Watch
like
Steven
the
Universe.
happiest snuff commercial I've ever seen?
It's weird. The whole thing is weird.
It is.
It's bizarre.
It is. Who is next? My question is, for a youthful reemergence from a cocoon or a gravesite, insert your favorite soap opera character name here. I'm not sure.
Terminator.
I'll
Not
go.
soap opera. Okay.
It's time for a new Mr. T.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. But it's a lot. There have been some people who are calling out planners. This is just another Baby Yoda. What they brought forth with Baby Nut. So Baby Nut lives along with Baby Yoda or the child, whatever you prefer to call him. But here's the good news.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
No,
I
what is
have-
that?
I have a piece of memorabilia.
I was
I
wondering
can
what was in that
produce-
box.
I can produce. I have nutballs.
Oh my god.
And this is actually Mr. Peanut on this ball. I don't know if you can see it. Am I pointing this to the right camera?
Yeah, but
Okay. Okay, yeah, you
Of
take
all
it.
the
Cora.
obscure things.
Now, now you won't find this on planners.com on their site that they're selling memorabilia on, but you can get a plushie. You can get a nut plushie, a Baby Nut plushie, and
No, you're messing up the folks. It's not going to work.
they're
They're
also
not on auto.
Sorry.
all right. So that's an old ball of mine, but
Don't
but
drop it.
but thank you. But now here's the interesting news. On their website, you can get a nut sack from
Stop.
Planners. It's called the Nut Canvas Tote. So if you want to buy that, you can buy your own nut sack for your balls if you want to put them in there.
It's the most on-the-nose, porn trilogy of all time. Nutsack,
Yeah,
Nutballs, and Baby Nut.
yeah.
They can't even make porn parodies of it.
We almost made it through an episode without being demonetized.
we were doing so good.
So
I'll give you a dime on the way out of the studio.
So all I'm saying is Baby Yoda, the child, whatever, Baby Groot, you're all great, but you know, let's not
Don't say it.
let's not ignore
Don't say it again.
let's not ignore Baby Nut.
Okay. All right.
Is there anything else we've missed this week that we want to get into real quick?
Hey
'Cause
Netflix!
we
Hey
are-
Netflix people! You can actually choose not to have it autoplay previews.
Bring it.
Yay.
I'm setting that
Finally.
now.
Finally.
Oh, and I've got one
No.
other
I don't want to hear
I've
it.
got one other piece of
What
closing
is it?
business.
All right, you get the last one.
Yeah.
Does it have to do with nuts?
No.
Okay.
No, but it does have to do with pizza lovers. If you're a pizza lover, you can now have the chance to pop the question using a pizza ring, to help your donut, your donut romance,
I can't think of a greater reason
Your
for somebody
dough.
to say no to
your
an
dough
engagement.
romance.
What is a pizza ring exactly?
Then some lame fool showed up with a pizza ring.
Well, there's Domino's Pizza is doing a contest.
Bless you.
Are you allergic to pizza romance? Okay, so if you want to make a proposal to your loved one on Valentine's Day, you can enter a contest by submitting a 30-second video to Domino's, and you can tell them why you want to win the $9,000 diamond encrusted pizza ring. So get to work.
What if you want to say that you're happy being single? Can you still make a video and try and get the
it's
nice
like-
ring?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna
I
do.
think
But I
nice
want it for
jewelry.
myself.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. That's what I'm gonna do.
Just for yourself.
Girl, his lame ass showed up with a pizza ring. It was $9,000.
And he proposed
Anyway.
at a baseball game, so hooray.
Anyway, that is the end of our show. If you want to check out some other shows, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we have we have a new episode of Alternate Heads up this week.
Yes.
We said a slow episode, but we were still able to fill that hour out. We are on the road to Toy Fair, so things are a bit slow right now. But we do have a special episode of Alternate Heads coming up, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it. But anyway, of course, Nerds with Coffee coming out this Friday, and apparently a discussion video on the Crisis on Infinite
Let's
Earths.
talk about Crisis, the video.
And there will be a review tomorrow of Birds of Prey.
Ah.
Surprise, surprise! I will give you. I liked it.
Okay.
So, and that'll be a review on the channel. So look for that. But anyway, that is the end of the show. If you want to follow us, you can follow us at SCNS Live on Instagram and Twitter, Facebook.com/SCNS Live, and of course, subscribing here. But if you want to follow us individually, you can follow me at Jason the X on Instagram and Twitter.
To be honest, you can rarely find me online, but
I know,
Instagram
right?
at BetterCat, Twitter at BetterCat, or at Doa Drawings with an S. Posting probably ridiculous Overwatch League shenanigans.
Starting up
Real
again, hopefully.
stupid,
Starting up
stupid
again.
drawing.
Bad drawings.
Bad drawings. You can find me on Instagram at the Goodcast or the Badcast, depending on what quality of photos you enjoy. You can also find me on Twitter at the Goodcast and with her at dough drawings.
You can find me throwing curveballs with Mr. Nut right here at your local
Just made it.
at your local field, and you can also find me at Bryce Culver on Facebook and Instagram, and on Instagram at Trapdoor Toys is the toy page. Thanks for tuning in. Corey.
It's your turn.
Cora's just twitching in the corner, producing.
Yep. You can find me on Instagram at Corodono, Korodono. Very easy. Where I post cosplay and drawing related things. I also cross post those things on Twitter at Hawks Perch, where you can also join me in screaming into the void about Suikoden if you would like, because that's all I do on there at this point. Or you can follow me on chaotic_noodle, where I post all of my Final Fantasy stuff and screenshots.
Oh, last note, D&D coming very soon.
Woo!
In the next, month.
Don't
or
worry,
so.
we're gonna do it proper. Trailers and everything.
We're not going to do it proper. We'll do proper
We're
trailers.
gonna do proper introductions to
Or
it.
you
So
do stupid D&D.
it's gonna be fun. Anyway, guys, that is it. Make sure you tune in next week. We'll be back. There are cons that we are accepted to that are coming up soon. All Con and Fan Expo. We will
Yeah.
definitely be attending those. Yes, in the same month in March. Gotta save my money.
Gotta get Jason a Batman onesie. And Cora.
Yeah.
I will never do that.
But I have a Voltron onesie.
Okay,
Perfect.
congratulations.
Fine. Don't be down for shenanigans. See if we want to do your
I'm
next
not
skit.
wearing pajamas.
But they're so comfy
You don't
and
have to
warm.
sleep in them.
We wear them to cons.
Why?
Seriously, the last All-Con, we just ran around in our Batman onesies the whole time.
We posted videos on the channel, so surely you saw them. Anyway,
I've seen them.
We cosplay
So you'll
for
wear-
like 10 minutes.
So you'll wear a bustier. You'll wear a bustier
Yeah.
and
There's
makeup,
no
but
proof
you
that was done.
but you won't wear a
yeah,
onesie.
there is.
So that is the end of the show. Great for you guys to join us. We will see you next week, and as we always say, keep on nerding.
Be
Jason ain't worried, but
Be excellent
Jason
to each other.
will lose another bet soon. I'm sure.
Party on,
Jason will lose
dudes.
another probably
Do you
sadly.
see the commercial?